On Saturday, the English Defence League staged a protest in Luton town centre, calling for an end to what they saw as the increasing Islamification of the UK. On the same day, two rival protests were also held. One by the group Unite Against Fascism, the other centred on Luton's predominantly Muslim suburb of Bury Park by the Muslim Defence League.
We're basically here to demonstrate peace. Basically, we're a peaceful society, we're Muslims and everything, we don't believe in fighting or violence or anything like that. We just come to protect our mosque, make sure nothing happens, and basically make sure everyone knows that the message that we're trying to portray is we're peaceful. We do not want Sharia law anywhere in England.
Earlier that day, David Cameron had added fuel to the debate with a highly publicised speech in Germany that challenged many of the precepts of multiculturalism.
That. Why make a speech before a Luton march that you know the EDL are going to be in and they've got a fascist racist view, and then saying that extremism, Muslims should stop tolerating extremism?
When governments wanted multiculturalism, they used multiculturalism in order to justify their political needs, social harmony in this country. And now, so for some reason, ethnic minority and Muslim communities are a big problem, and multiculturalism is a problem. We need to kill multiculturalism. I think it's an ideological attack.
I think it isn't just statements like that from David Cameron that are giving fuel to the EDL's fire, it's his policies as well, because it's his economic policies, his social policies that are creating the unemployment, the social deprivation. It's those conditions that drive people into the arms of organisations like the EDL.
I think I can put it down to government policy. There is no social cohesion because the two factions are too different. They're like chalk and cheese and they're never going to mix. That fragments a whole community.
The English Defence League was born in 2009 as a reaction to Muslim protests during a homecoming parade of British soldiers through the Bedfordshire town after a tour of duty in Iraq. 2 years on, the memory of that day remained bitterly fresh for many amongst the EDL ranks.
I'm here to, my reason for joining EDL is to support the troops because it all happened here. In 2009, the Royal Anglian Regiment were coming down and they got abused by Islamic extremists because they were over in Iraq. And that's why I joined.
My brother is formerly in Iraq at the moment serving, and that's why I do it. Ever since what happened in Luton 2009, that summons it all, don't it?
Cameron is happy to send men to die in Afghanistan, allegedly to deal with the Islamic problem. But he's too weak and useless and spineless to deal with the actual problem here in front of his very nose.
I've got friends and family in the army, and at the end of the day they're just doing a job and they're supporting our country.
We fight the First World War, we fight the Second World War. 70,000 Kashmiri died in the Second World War in France and in Italy. The EDL should know how these people fight for them in the First World War, Second World War, why these people are here, they have to do homework.
Around 300 protesters for Unite Against Fascism had gathered to confront the EDL. Despite an early charge, the police managed to keep the three factions contained in different areas of the town. Though the EDL had couched their protests as reactive, many of those gathered for the UAF and the Muslim Defence League were sceptical about the group's true motives.
I think it's pretty clear from the way that they've conducted themselves on every action that they've been on throughout their existence that they're a far-right nationalist organisation. The idea that they're a kind of single-issue campaign about political Islam is a nonsense.
There must be a reason why they're able to go up and down the country. They've done so many marches in the past 2 years. The UAF hasn't been able to keep up with them at all. And I think there's money in there somewhere, and I think these people have vested interests. So whether it's the BNP, whether it's, I'm not sure, but it doesn't seem right as a working class movement to me.
All they're trying to do is ruin this town, and quite frankly, we're not going to stand for it. And I think
Though the politics of the groups differed, many of the protesters were united in condemnation of the current government, who, along with previous administrations, were cited throughout the day as the chief culprits for the country's current woes.
The guilty ones are government, that because of their insistence on pursuing this failed multicultural project, and it became evident that it was failing many years ago. It's totally failed, and our society is breaking down.
Cameron is a total failure on one area very close to my heart, which is the military covenant. That is why we have all these army guys here. They're also pushing for the military covenant.
The Muslim community have been dealing with our extremist people in our communities as well. We have dialogues, we have discussions, but you've got to allow the normal Muslim community to live their life side by side with other communities.
wish it didn't have to happen. And all they want to do is try and divide us. And playing right in the hands of the government, I think, personally, because that's what they want to do is divide and rule. And that's how I see that they've handled it today.